Hey, what's going on, guys? Your website has an SEO problem, and I'm here to show you how to fix it in 5 minutes. We're going to go to this, we're going to get this, and we're going to get this. We're going to get you all green. 5 minutes. Stay with me. Watch this. This video is dedicated to my brother, Darren Marion. I love you, brother. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. So I put up these green grids, these SEO grids, right, when I first started. And I understand that some people don't know what they mean. What that means, that is, if you're doing a search for, a local service, local plumber, local electrician, whatever your service is, a local search, right, you can be found right here on Google Maps, right here. Meaning that in your area where you're searching from, you could be found, right? But if you drive just a little further, let me open up this map. If you just drive a little bit further, let me just open this up here. So if you drive a little bit further, either north or south, you can't be found. So if you went to a coffee shop, maybe north from your location, these grids would be red, right? So what these green grids represent is that no matter where you drive within a 10-mile radius, your business can be found right here on the left-hand side on Google Maps. Right? So you want to try to get as much area as possible. You got to remember something, that Google is always trying to give everybody a fair share, unless you show that you're better by a long shot, right? You're showing Google that we should skip A, B, and C and go to D because D is the best choice, right? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, take your competition out and put you, in a 10-mile radius. Hey guys, so I'm going to show you 5 local SEO tasks that you could do yourself. However, if you don't have time, the link is in the description, also in the first comment. I will do it for you. It's $297 and it's a one-time fee, 30 days, or we work for free. Very simple. I'm taking 10 of these accounts. So if you're interested, if not, I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. Thanks. All right, guys. So step 1 is really simple. Pick a keyword, right? So over here, we have the keyword I'm using is plumber. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to Google Maps, Google Business Profile right here. We're going to click on the bottom where it says More Businesses. What we want to see is, are we on the first page of Google for the keyword plumber? If I'm looking for an account, let's just say I look down, I don't see my account. No. So we're not going to go after that keyword. We're trying to find the low-hanging fruit. So emergency. All right, emergency plumber. So if I type in emergency plumber, for example, okay, Clog Kings. I see I'm right here. I'm about 7th or 8th, right? I could work with that. So what I am going to do is I am going to go to my website, right, on Clog Kings, and I need to find the page that says emergency plumber. So I assume it would be over here. Okay, so I'm noticing that we don't have a page for emergency plumber. What's happening are 2 things. They had a bunch of reviews that said emergency plumber, right? They had a bunch of reviews that said emergency plumber, and they have in their Google Business Profile that they're an emergency plumber, right? But there's not much on the website that says they're emergency plumber because there's no dedicated page to emergency plumbing, right? So what I would do right here is I would build a page, and that comes with the service. I'll build a page, emergency plumbing, right? Or what we can do is we could sprinkle in emergency plumbing in here. So for example, instead of 24/7 local plumbing service, I would put emergency plumbing service. In the title tag, I wouldn't put Clog Kings. People aren't searching for your brand name, they're searching for what you do. So I would put, if they're located in St. Petersburg, I would put in St. Petersburg, Florida, FL, emergency plumbing service, right? And then in the description, I would put emergency plumbing service. I would put, instead of 24/7, I would put emergency plumbing. All they have to do is just do the things that I'm saying right now, and we'll wind up on Google Maps, right? So instead of 24/7, we change it to emergency. Once again, in this H2 tag, we put in they're putting too many areas, right? Just put the area that you registered your Google business profile in on your homepage. You're confusing Google with this. Comprehensive service doesn't mean anything. Comprehensive plumbing service means something, right? Or a comprehensive emergency plumbing service means something even better, right? Our services doesn't mean anything. Our plumbing services, our emergency plumbing services, right? So what we have to do is we have to optimize this page, or we need to create an emergency plumbing page. Remember, we're going after the keyword emergency. Let's go back there a second. We're going after the keyword emergency plumber, right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to optimize the website. That's step one. All right, so step two, we need to log into our Google business profile, right? You could get to it by going to business.google.com, and then you just click right here where it says edit profile. And what you want to do is you want to put in here the keyword emergency plumbing service, or whatever keyword you're trying to get to, and the area. So in the example I used before, it was St. Petersburg emergency plumbing service, right? You want to get that in here. You want to write as much as you can about the emergency plumbing service that you do in this area. If it's applicable, you want to mention monuments or precincts or something that Google would recognize only for that town, right? You want to put in this area as much about the plumbing service and the town that you live on. The other thing is you want to make sure you have the right category. Let me show you what I mean by that. You'll notice that One Tom Plumber is the GMB category is plumber, right? Everybody has the keyword. Everybody has the GMB category as plumber. I've seen it before. In the business category, they have the wrong service. So make sure you have the right service. The way to change it is just to click this pencil icon and just very simply put that in. Now, I'm going to tell you something that causes a lot of controversy, right? I'm going to tell you something that causes a lot of controversy, and I'm not telling you to do it, and I won't do it without your written consent. But if you want to fast track it, and I've done it before, right? If you want to fast track it, if Cloud Kings was to put the keyword plumber and emergency plumber, so emergency plumber Cloud Kings, emergency plumber Cloud Kings, right? You'd be in right around 3, 4, or maybe right inside the maps by putting this service inside it. Now, look, yes, there's a chance you could get suspended, right? So what you should really do is get a DBA first, have some bills in that name. So as soon as you get suspended, you send it over to Google and they reinstate you. Now, they may ask for a video verification as well. So I would do other things before I changed the GMB name, right? But like these things that I'm showing you, but I'm saying if you want to fast track it, that's the way to do it. Put this service in your name, in the name. But realize there's risk for being suspended, right? You certainly don't want to do that in the middle of your busy season, but it may not be a bad idea to do it when you're in your slowest season. If you already have the DBA, doing business as, and you have some bills in that name, and you could send that over to Google, you know how to do the video verification. It could work out really, really well for you. All right, guys, so just finishing up on the GMB, what you want to do is go over to posts. See that right here where it says posts? And you want to click that. And you see where it says add a post right here on the right-hand side? Just click add a post. And you want to post uh, 5, 7, 8 times a week about your emergency service, plumbing service in St. Petersburg, Florida, or your electrical service in Tampa, or your whatever in Brooklyn, right? So you want to have relevant pictures that are relevant to your area, and you want to take up the full 1,500 words. And yes, nobody's looking at it, but what you're doing here is you're feeding Google. You're feeding Google with what you do and where you do it. So once you have your website optimized, right? The page that you want, you get it optimized, and you optimize your Google business profile where you just keep bombing it with, what you do and where you do it. Now you need to do what's called offsite, right? You need to get some offsite links. And one of the most powerful links you could get, especially for local, are press releases. Press releases move the needle. They help in not only on Google, but also help on ChatGPT, right? So one of the places that we use is called ABC Newswire. And you'll notice that for $80, right? Just for $80, you get one press release. Now you see why my $297 is so powerful. Just $80 is being used on the press release. Plus, we're doing citations. We're doing on-page. We're optimizing your Google business profile, right? You're doing the keyword research. So there's a lot to it for $297. You're getting a great deal. And plus, it's a 30-day or will work for free until it gets done. I'm positive we could get you in there in the first 30 days. Think of a keyword, right? And let's get you ranked. The other place is Web 2.0 Ranker, really good service. They charge about the same thing. And if you kind of strap for cash, come over to Fiverr and you could get somebody to do it maybe for $46. Now, it's not the same exact service. Some of these services, the article stays on the news sites longer. Like ABC Newswire may stay on for 90 days. I forget how long it is. And Web 2.0 Ranker maybe, and I'm just making this up, maybe only 60 days, and Fiverr maybe less, right? Where the article actually stays on the website before it's purged off the website to make room for other press releases, right? So, there's something that has to do with that cost. So press releases are super, super important. The next thing is citations. Those are directory submissions. So, for example, Yelp, Thumbtack, those are called directories. And when you put your name, address, and phone number in those directories, what that does is it shores up to Google that is your name, address, and phone number. It could confidently say that that's where you're located. That's important to Google so they know where to place you, right? So at this point, you should know about citations. And if you don't know about citations, I suggest that we speak or you do some research on it. See USA Local Citations. You can get them here on Fiverr, right? You want to get industry-specific citations. So if you're a plumber, there are plumbing directories that you want to be in. I know there's a lot of lawyer directories, right? For every industry has directories just for that industry. So look, if you're strapped for cash, go with Fiverr, but make sure that you get the username and password. So you could go into each account, like, the Yelp account, the Thumbtack account, the YP Yellow account, because you don't want to put the same pictures and the same description in all the citations. Google's going to strip that out, and they're not going to keep all the directory submissions on their server. So you put in for 100, and you may only get 10 because all Google sees is duplicate content, right? So every directory has to have a different description and different pictures. So make sure if you use Fiverr, you get the username and password, right? And then you want to make sure that it's indexed, meaning that so Google could see it, right? So we do that also. When you buy the package, we make sure that we index all your citations, meaning that Google could see them, your Yelp page, your Thumbtack page, right? They're not hidden. You don't want to do all that work and not get any credit for it, right? So this was all about Press releases, this part was all about press releases and also about citations. These are off-site links. They're super powerful and they help you rank on Google Maps. Hey guys, so before I get to the last thing, I just want to mention the offer again. It's $297. You're getting the on-page optimization. You're getting the Google Business Profile. We go through the entire Google Business Profile and straighten that out for you. You get the citations, the local directories, and I'm going to send you a special review link that's different than you send on your Google Business Profile. In fact, I may even send one or two different ones that I mentioned in this video, and they help you rank. I'll show you in this next part. It's all about Google reviews. This is the gasoline that ignites the fire and makes you rank. So watch this. So when we send out a review link, right, we go to our business profile, or maybe we already have it on a QR code, or we already have the link that we text to clients, right? Because we can't ask somebody just to go to Google and try to find the review link. They'll never do it. They'll never know how to do it. So we come over right here where it says ask for a review. We click that and we get the link. There's another way to get reviews. I haven't taught this in a while, but let me show you what I mean. So you go to Google and you type in emergency plumber, right? You type in your keyword. Then you go to your website, and let's just say for argument's sake, it's Gulf View, right? And then we go to write a review, right? Write a review right here, okay? Now, what we do is we take this URL right up here, and let me put it in my Apple Notes and see if you could see it. Okay. This is a whole big long code, but inside this code, you'll notice the keyword says emergency plumber. So I should have probably put St. Petersburg emergency plumber, right? So it would be in this code. Then what you do is you take the whole code, right? Well, I already have it copied. You take this whole code and you come over to a website like Tiny URL. Sorry, right here. Okay, Tiny URL. And then you paste the text inside Tiny URL and you get a short link. And you take that link and you send it over to your customers. Now, the reason why you're doing that is it showed your customer that you did a search for emergency plumber because it's in the string. It wasn't that you just sent them a review link. It shows that they actually did a search for that keyword and clicked the link for review. So the review is coming from a string that has all the keywords in it. Now, you could also do emergency plumber near me, right? And you could send that review link out. Or you could say, emergency plumber 10 minutes from the mall, or, whatever keywords you're trying to be found under, it'll show that the person you're sending the Tiny URL link to, it'll show that they did a search for that keyword, found you, clicked the review, and is now writing a review based on their search. That's a lot different than a plain review link that you get off the back of your Google Business Profile, right? So you just take that Tiny URL link right here, and you just you keep that link and you just send it out. So sometimes you send that link out, sometimes you send out your Google Business Profile link, but it's good to vary it up, and you could use other keywords in here as well. You don't have to just use, one. You could change it. You could put 24/7 emergency plumber. You could put plumber, plumbing service, right? Well, whatever you do, dentist service, electrician, right? And you take that link the way that I showed you, and and that's what you do. I'll just show you how to do it again, just real quick, because I know maybe I did it quick, and I hate when people do that. So you put in, okay, so watch this one. You put this one near Tampa, Florida, right? You find the Google. Naturally, there's no Google Maps. for that keyword. I should have quit while I was ahead. Okay, so let's see right here. Okay. So I go to everyday plumber, right? I go to the review link. That's the review link. Now I take this review link, I copy it. I come over to tiny URL, right? I paste the long link in here. I got to do a new one. Shorten another link, right? So I right click, I paste that in, right? And then I shorten the link. And then it's going to create a link. Here's the link. And then this is the link I give to my customers. So some links I give plumber near me, some I give 24/7, some I give emergency plumber, right? Guys, $297, and I may put in a couple of more tricks, right? I'm only taking 10 clients to do this for. If you need a boost, if you need a tune-up on your website, you're trying to get ranked for one keyword, click the link below. It's in the description, and it's also in the first link in the comments section. Guys, I hope this video helped. Please take care of your family. Be good to your family. That's why I make these videos, so you could take care of your family. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks.